Dan Caplis is a radio talk show host from Denver, and he's going to shove his foot directly in his mouth while talking about racism and Donald Sterling.
The roots of this kind of racism, this kind of attitude where somebody really thinks they're superior to somebody just because of the color of the other person's skin. First, what it tells me, my constitutionally protected opinion about that person is they don't believe in God. Nobody who believes in God can be a racist, in my view, because once you believe God made us, you mean, God made junk? God made somebody lesser just by virtue of the color of their skin. So my starting point is always, all racists must be atheists. They can't possibly believe in God. Great email coming in on this. I've also managed to anger some atheists this morning because I took the position, and I think this is true, Connor, and I'd love to hear from callers on this, that you cannot believe in God and be a racist. Because if you believe in God, then you cannot possibly believe that God made somebody inferior just because of the color of their skin. But then I'll read you the email from our racist friend who says, that's an insult to atheists. No, I never said that all atheists are racist. In fact, I've never had that impression whatsoever, that any sort of big number of atheists were racist. My point is the opposite, or a different point, I should say, that I think probably all atheists, all racists, are at the end of the day atheist.
That has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. He's talking about it like it's a casual, theoretical conversation. Like, well, my whole take on the situation is that if you're a racist, you have to be an atheist. But dude, you don't have to speculate. You don't have to go based off of your opinion or your gut. It's an empirical question, okay? And you're positing that, as a matter of fact, well, if you're racist, you don't believe in God. Because if you believe in God, you can't be racist. Okay, what does the evidence say? What does the data say? We can actually test that. So, for example, you know what one of the main arguments was used to defend slavery? The Bible. The Bible and Christianity and belief in God. And the argument was, well, wait a second. It's not about us hating black people or wanting to keep them slaves or anything like that. No, we're just going by the scriptures. The scriptures are in favor of slavery. What, have you not read the Bible? Do you not know this stuff? And if God is okay with slavery, in fact, did you know we covered the specific passage on this show recently in another story where it said that slaves, not only should they be good to their master and kind to their master, it says even the harshest of masters that whips you and rapes your wife and does all those terrible things, you need to be obedient to that master. So all the pro-slavery people in the Confederacy did, they said, no, it's not us, it's God. What are you talking about? It's God, that's not us. So your theory is already historically incorrect, but let's go further. How about when it came to the defense of segregation? What was one of the main arguments used there? Again, the Bible and Christianity. They said, wait, it's not us, it's God that wants to separate the races. He doesn't want them to mix. So we're just going by the Bible. We're just going by God's standard. Oh, do you want to redefine God's standard? How arrogant are you? Let's go further. How about interracial marriage? Which, by the way, the fight was not that long ago on this issue. It was the 70s that the fight on this issue was happening. Okay? Well, what was the main argument in favor of continuing to keep interracial marriage banned? God and the Bible and Christianity. These are historical facts. By the way, the same way that today they use the Bible and religion to justify, no, it's not us. It's just that it wants to keep gay people down as second-class citizens and not let them get married. It's not us, it's the Bible. Well, the same thing was used for interracial marriage when it came to that argument. God was the justification against it, that the Bible doesn't want you to interbreed and intermix, so you can't do it. So your theory is empirically incorrect. In other words, it doesn't matter what your personal beliefs on it are, okay? It's like saying, well, my opinion is that 2 + 2 = 22. Because look, if you put 2 and 2 together, it is 22. It's a 2 and a 2. That's just my take on it. I'm just throwing it out there. That's my theory, guys. 2 + 2 = 22. It doesn't fucking matter if you believe that 2 + 2 is 22. 2 + 2 is 4. That's a fact. It's a mathematical reality. The same way that it's a historical reality and an empirical reality that oftentimes belief in God and belief in Christianity and the Bible was used to continue racism and to hold racist views. And then finally, I'll just leave you with this fact, that we don't even need to go back a long way to find that reality. How about right now? How about the fact that there were polls in the 2008 election, right, when it was Obama versus McCain for the presidency? And a lot of really smart polling companies decided to ask this question in all these different states where they said, are you comfortable with a black president? Now, what areas had the highest levels of people who were not comfortable with the idea of a black president? The Bible Belt, the God-believing, God-fearing Christian Bible Belt. Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, all those places. They were like, we're not comfortable with a black president now. Higher levels of racism exist in the Bible Belt, where they have the higher levels of religiosity. So if anything is empirically correct, it's the opposite of what you're saying. It's that people are more open-minded, okay, and more willing to tolerate differences, whether it's religion or gender or skin color or whatever. They're more open to those things in more secular areas.